Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And before we get into the actual gameplay, I want to talk about a couple of things. But of course, first things first, a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys have given me a lot to think about. And just to go through the main comments and feedback that I got, somebody pointed out that I did not have a coal supply to this plant here, the Aluminea plant. And I did consider putting in a conveyor belt from the coal mine. No, just kidding, guys. I just literally put in a small aggregate store here, and we're going to build a distribution office here to bring the coal up from here. I think connecting a conveyor would have been to this store here would have been a little bit too risky, because if the aluminium plant started getting a bit too productive, it would have drained all the coal away from my heating down here, which have had fairly major consequences with respect to keeping the population down here happy during the winter. Also, what I would like to do is any surplus coal, I would like to focus down to here, because what I would like to do is send some coal to the steel mill when it's actually been built as well. Now, another comment talked about factory connections, and I must admit, it's something I was always aware of, and probably the best way to describe it is up here, where I put in the new distillery. And this is the fact that they pointed out that the game is not very good at pulling the resources out of the factory. In fact, probably this would be the better example. You can see I've got 5 tons of alcohol in here. And this is something you need to consider when you're actually producing goods. That there's probably the factory here is here. We've got 25 tons in the food factory. And this is something that can be a problem going forward, because whenever you start a factory up, you've got to prime up the initials area here, which is something that you do need to consider. The other thing also was there's still a little bit of a ongoing debate about farm efficiency, and I think one of the problems with calculating farm efficiency is the fact that the tests always seem to be the ideal, which is a big flat area where you can lay out precisely all the fields. There's a risk when you're actually playing the game for real, especially on a map like this, that what you really got to do is just make the best of what you can with the ground that's around. And if you can get in large fields and get a good optimized configuration, yeah, fair dues. But if you can't, you just, as I say, you just put in what you can to get the best production you can from the area available. I'm kind of half thinking about maybe putting a couple of fields out here. Now I've got this area here, I could extend this. In fact, there's a possibility I might be able to get a big field out. See again, the train's kind of against me. Maybe that's something to consider going forward. And I think that's about it for the comments. So there's a lot of other comments, but some of them got a bit confused with my Baltic series, which I've now stopped, which is was actually giving me a few problems with respect to the game as well, because I was getting the two series confused. If any of you wondering what I mean by confused, is that every game I play, whether it's I record it or whether I play off thing, I always start a notebook. And what I do is in the notebook I write down things that I need to do, things that I've done wrong, things I need to check, and quite often I've got a whole series of notebooks in front of me, and a thought occurs to me even when I'm doing something else, quite often when I'm editing, and then I just put it in the notebook, and it gives me a whole list of things I need to look at. And I've got quite a long list to look at with respect to this series as well. Before we start doing some real work on the map, I just want to talk about the Community 17 update, which came out on the 5th of March 2021, if you're watching this in the future. And of course that talked about helicopters. Now, I've looked at a couple of other people talk about the update, and the general consensus seems to be a bit lukewarm. Now, I agree that helicopters in the initial role that I thought they'd be used for transporting goods is probably not going to be very effective. But I think the way the devs have done it is having the construction offices with helicopters around it, and also having emergency helicopters near hospitals and fire stations does add another dimension to the game. How they're used will depend very much on the type of map that you're playing, and there will be some maps where helicopters will be totally useless, where I think on this map kind of lends itself a little bit towards helicopters. Because say for example that if I put another hospital down, which I really need to think a little bit about actually, I could put a hospital down say here, and then possibly put helipads around it, and depending on the range of the helicopter, we may get additional coverage. But the one thing I am really interested in, and this is the reason why I want to talk about it in the start of this video, is that I've often talked about getting a new town up and running here. And of course I could use the normal hard mode start by just coming out here, building a few basic buildings and then moving the population up here. But the idea of having a helicopter that, if it had the range, that could fly up goods here, and with workers as well, that could build a town here which we could then populate, sounds quite attractive actually. Anyway, I don't want to labour that point anymore. What I need to do now is just get down into what I need to do on this map, because in the last part the focus is very much on strategic planning. We planned out an aluminium plant here. I still need to put the power cables in, but I'm not rushing because there's a lot of building to be done up there, and I don't want to overload the construction offices. And the other thing I also planned down here was a fabric factory and some clothing factory. And somebody actually and returning to the connections, one thing I want to try and do is, because I'm pretty sure I could probably get a direct connection from the fabric factory to there. Now this may have consequences for this factory here, because that may not actually be able to draw from there. It depends on how productive the fabric factory here is. But I want to give it a try, and of course in the short term what I'm going to be doing is just building the fabric factory and one clothes factory, because that should provide more than enough clothes to operate in this area. Now over here, now another problem I've got is a potential food shortage in the sense that I'm not really producing all the food, and I mean I've got 185 food here, but you can see at the moment my trucks are struggling a little bit to get the crops up from down here. I think part of the problem now is that I've got crops over here. You can see I've got, but what's causing the problem is 5 covered holes here is not really enough to be able to bring all the crops up to there. So what I'm thinking is that I need another distribution office down here. So we're just going to put in another small distribution office here. I think another 5 trucks would probably do it. And can't build near water, but we could just get that on the edge there. Another alternative would be to, in fact I could probably do this as a temporary solution, is farm silo here. We set this to load, turn off that, and then I don't know whether I'll be able to, no, maybe it's not such a good idea. Again, these guys are, do that there. What's Portsmouth crop overflow? Actually, that's Gosport grain storage. Where are you? Well, it says it should be delivering to there. Why are you not delivering? Oh, it says load, unload. Okay, what I can do is, in the short term, we do that. What that should do is trigger these guys in to pull the crops up to here, and then that should get more crops in here to keep that going. Although I'm gonna have to keep an eye on these for when the harvest season comes around again. But that's a little bit of a quick fix. What I'm going to probably do in the short term is, when the crops come online here and these distribution offices are set up, what I will do is send the crops over to here as well, and just put a certain amount of crops down into the fabric factory, because I don't think I'm going to need the entire output out of there. Another option is to actually import crops into here, which I am considering for the distillery, because if I come up here, you see I've got a little bit of a queue here with respect to the trucks bringing down the things. I just want to check to make sure that we are where we are delivering the... Once the silo here is finished, what I'll do is I'll put the crops onto there, and then we'll import the crops to run the alcohol industry here. So we are getting alcohol here. I think what's actually happening is that this truck was actually pulling stuff through from here. Now, another potential problem area I've got is the meat industry here, which seems to fluctuate quite widely. So I do need to keep an eye on that. I'm half considering putting possibly another livestock farm here, but I don't really want to do that in the short term because there's so much going on that I feel that I really need to start kind of getting things a little bit more organized. One thing I did do, and I made a bit of a mistake here, I just want to load you up here and put you on there, and then we're going to hook you up there, because I built a construction office up here. Where is it? This one here. And I think that might be the more appropriate construction office than this. I think I keep this as a road office and we'll send up there. And what I'd like to do in the long term is, sorry I keep moving across the map, is that once all the jobs here are finished, we got the cargo station, we got this. So once this last job is finished, what I want to do is start moving some of these guys up to the Winchester construction office, because these are actually kind of redundant now. But actually, I've just had another thought. Apologies for that. I'll come back and do that in a minute, because I have got over 21s here. And if I actually show you, and we got, where is it? Over 21s. What's happened now is that up here, we're actually getting over 21s here. So what I'm going to do is pull some out of here and put them into Portsmouth. Bring about 30 down from there. And then of course we got a pile of over 21s in, which is quite interesting actually. We've got over 21s in this area. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull them out of there. So what I really need to do is work on expanding this area. Let me just check, see if I've still got over 21s in here. We've got lots of over 21s in here. Okay, so it looks like most of the over 21s are actually up here. Yeah. We're just gonna and I think that's probably a good intro into what I want to do up here, because I think what I would like is another heating plant up here. When we have got an office as pedestrian. Okay, so we're not actually building anything here. I think I was waiting for the footpath to be built. My real objective is to get this Winchester build up, because I don't really want to expand Portsmouth much more. Not on bit with a continuous push of over 21s. So what I like to do up here is set up another heating plant. We got a little bit of surplus of logs here, which is doing really well. And what I would like to have is a sawmill down about here somewhere, so that I can produce boards up here. I think I'll put the sawmill in first. And I think if I can kind of get it on this corner here, although we're going to need actually maybe up here, that's near a power connection, isn't it? So if I put it, I don't want it too close to the residences. That's actually near the bus stop as well. I think that will work quite well. But what's the input? I mean, the import space is 60 tons. I mean, I don't think I actually need an import area, because if we're turning 60 tons of logs into boards, that should be more than enough. If I put that there, of course we're going to need an export, a small. I don't think I really need a big area here. And if I put that, say, about there, like that. And then we can just hook this think we'll go gravel. I don't think I really need to put too much on the way of tarmac at the moment, no asphalt. And that will give me the workers there, and of course we're going to need a small distribution office here as well to move the logs around. I think if I put a 5 in here, say about there, and that would still be in range of, get that in there. Hopefully this will all be, I don't know why the game is on pause. I'm just going to get the road crews on these little roads here. I mean, they'll probably pick them up anyway, but I'm just going to get that built in there. And what I'm going to do is just pick off the surplus from here, and what I'm going to also do is put up another heating plant up here so that we can heat this with logs over the long duration. So we just put this in as well. I don't want that. Mod heating. I mean, I did consider a really big heating plant, but I think what I'm going to do is heat Winchester with coal, but we'll put a wood plant in first just to be able to keep things going. Maybe over here a bit. Well, this might be a little bit too close, isn't it? But it's on the extreme range. And if I put, say for argument's sake, you in about there. And of course we're going to need a small store again. Maybe we'll put you that way round. Like that. Kind of create a little bit of distance there so that we can get the roads out of here. Yeah, I can get the road out from, too steep a descent. Okay, we're gonna have to, I think I've just knocked out the factory connection, haven't I? Oh no, the factory connection went back in again. Sometimes if you change the terrain, the factory connection kind of gets a bit knocked out. So we're going to need to put a road bus stop in here. Like that. We'll put the bus stop up about here. Maybe. And then, of course, we'll need to put a road in like that. So, okay, I think we'll just go with the gravel for in the here. In fact, I think this is asphalt, isn't it? Okay, let me just remove that. Yeah, I think here I can get away with gravel roads up here. And then what am I looking for? We'll get, what I'd like is get you in as close as possible, like that. And then another one kind of just like that. So we got 2 wood cutting plants here. I know there's a big overlap. And you can kind of come out like that. And you can come in like that. And then we'll accept the factory connection. And what that should do is this should provide us heat. Because I can't put any more heating on this place. Because this is already starting to suffer. Because I've got 2 connections here of 100 cubic meters. This has only got a total output of 275. So I can't really add much more onto this one here. My money's probably buying steel. So I need to keep an eye on my cash a little bit. As long as that stays up a reasonable level, I'll be quite happy. So we got this being built here. We got Portsmouth Groundworks assisting up here. We got this area being built. Let's have a look. Before I go and work on the heating over here, let's just have a look round and see what's being built. Because I'm aware that time is pushing on. Right, we've got these are nearly finished, which is the priority jobs. These need to be finished, otherwise we won't be able to get the harvest in. Over here, the clothing factory is coming together. I just want to take a... One thing I am considering is getting rid of this heat exchanger here, because I've put in a small heat exchanger here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chance here. I'm just going to destroy this one. And we're just going to nick out that there. Let that run. And we're... Oh, it's not going to let me... It's because it's the way the connection's done. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful here with the... And that means we can take out this building. I know some of you will say, he's wasting so much resources, but I think in the long term it'll be okay. And of course what I'm going to be now is I have to be very careful to... See, it's got that road there. Ah! Okay, I'm going to have to build that pipe back in again. It's that one there, isn't it? I think I am gonna we'll purchase this with dollars. And we'll just connect that back up again. It won't cancel that. Just thank you. Oh, I'm just gonna leave that. Don't want to demolish the heating plant. That would be a bit of a disaster. That may affect the heating in this area, but I think what that might do is make this a bit more efficient, because we won't have the extra large heat exchanger on here. So even though I've taken this out, we've got this one here that can provide cover, and this one can support this top here. This is estimated maximum drain 109%. And this one's only 52%, because this one's kind of only covering over this area here, and hopefully that will see. This is 108%. We got another one, so we got 1, 2. We got this one here, 52%, and this one, which is 109%. And then down here we got this one at 95%. Hopefully that will keep things going. We've still got some over 21s. I'm just going to kind of strategically ignore those just for the moment. Down here, I think we are slowly making the progress. You can see we're finally starting to turn the corner to getting access to the steel mill. So hopefully that will eventually get built. We've got these conveyors in here, but I don't think I can allocate to these, because these have got footpaths in them, so they don't have a road connection. I could possibly build that one, but I can't see the point just at the moment, unless I've got a crew that's got absolutely nothing to do at the moment. No, you're okay. And you've got that lot there. This is now built, so we just need to finish this connection here, and then we can switch the crop imports into here, and then that kind of will keep things fairly tidy. Anyway, so we're not going to worry too much about that. So I've got a bit of a queue here, so I'm kind of wondering whether it might be more advantageous to bring in the crops into here and then ship them up by truck here. I think what I will do is got a medium distribution. I think this will be the Gosport construction crew's last hurrah. I know I'm overlapping with the groundworks crew, but I think we'll just get these guys out. And I don't think I mean, these guys are only going to have the one job, aren't they? Yep. So what we'll do is we'll hook out a couple of buses. In some way, there's this crew's got too many buses. In fact, I think 3 buses will be quite adequate. And then we're going to send the buses up to here. 1, 2. Oops. I know I could just go in here and buy the equipment, but if the gospel construction crew here has got resources, I can't see the point in not wasting them. So if we pick out, we only need 1 excavator for that job, probably 1 crane. What else have we got down here? Loads of open holes. If we send up a couple of the concrete mixers as well, that means we can get these guys on a little bit of an early job at the moment. Where's the... So we can send you up, cancel you, send the road crane up, send you up, and I think maybe what we'll do is just give a little bit of a shove. Yeah, missing dumper trucks. These guys are probably on auto detect, yes, isn't that a surprise? Although they're only detecting factory connections and stuff like that. I think I will buy a couple of dumpers. You're 72 kilometers an hour. And we got the ZIL dumper here. If there's anything that's a little bit got more carry capacity and a little bit more speed. See this one here, we got the something DFK dumper. I think maybe we're buying about 3 of those just to get these guys out and about with a little bit of an assist with respect to... Not actually sure where that came from. Oh, the other thing also, sorry about this for a spin back for anyone who's there. I've been looking at the hard start mode and looking at the mods, and the actual starting vehicles are these. I think they're called the V3S Prada trucks. And I must admit, I've kind of picked these up out of curiosity. I probably won't use them in this series, but they're quite an interesting collection of trucks. You don't get full coverage with them. I mean, I think you get the open holes and the covered holes. You've got one here, and I think there's some buses as well, if I'm correct. There's like a little bus here that carries 12 passengers, but it's only got a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour. I mean, it's quite an interesting collection of vehicles. I know some of you probably think, well, and as I say, it's highly unlikely I'm going to be using these for this series, but it's just a curiosity there with respect to this area here. So we've got a few more vehicles there. We've got a bit more money coming in. What else can we pull out of here? Oh, we got one of these crane things. I think what we've got to do is we're going to put you on that, and then we're going to send you to the depot. This is the only way you can move these cranes between construction offices and depots. And I think I've already got one up here, haven't I? Already done it once. You can see that the open holes come up here and dropped it off. I think I actually sent one over here by accident. Is it still in here? Oh no. So what are you guys doing? I mean, you could probably do with some more trucks as well, because you're a road crew. And you've only got the one paver. You could probably do with another paver, couldn't you? I mean, I've got an excavator in here because I want that for if I do any leveling. I think what I might do is just get another paver in here. I think the one roller should be okay. See, look, this is obviously a queue of waiting to do things here. We got that going. Who's building this? Let me just see down here. What I'm trying to do is get these guys to do a little bit of catch up here with respect to how things are going. Who's on this island farm road crew? This is one of the hazards of when you've got auto detect on, that all sorts of people start joining in the game here. This should be the groundworks here, so they're still working on the groundworks here, so that should be okay. What's actually asphalt? So what's the problem with the groundworks crew? Where are you? Yeah, you're assigned. So do I have a problem with the asphalt plant over here? Or is it just the fact no resources, gravel? Okay, so we've got a bit of a gravel shortage going on here. So is it to do with the deliveries of the trucks, or is it just something that's a bit more significant? What we got? I think it could be something that's a little bit more significant. I think the problem is I'm building so many roads that the gravel delivery system can't actually match. So what I would like to do is possibly build something up here with respect to the coal mine. And somebody passed a comment. I think what I will do here, I should be able to still be able to do it, is I think I'm going to place the coal mine in here. And somebody actually said that when you're putting coal mines in, or mines, you really do need to get the mine over the biggest area. I think that's about the biggest area, isn't it? I don't think nothing, a little bit of a patch up there. But that, I'd say that is the biggest area, isn't it, there? When it kind of tapers out a bit there. Now, I'm going to try and take the coal up in this direction, because we're going to use the workers in Winchester to turn this into something useful. So I think if I can put this about here. Well, actually, that actually dropped with no land editing either. Of course, what we're going to need to do is try and get a road in here as well. It's going to be fun. I don't want the road to be too close to the what we call it, the coal mine. No, don't like that. Take that down. Yeah, I had a feeling that. Okay, let's see if we can get through here. What's the terrain like? Pretty awful. I think we're really aiming for there, aren't we? So let's just cancel that. Ah, I don't want that. It's like I think we're aiming a little bit in that direction, aren't we? So we're going to have to get a bit closer to the coal mine than I was hoping for. And maybe we can just kind of pep this up a little bit. Okay, let me just bring this back here. Right, we're going to have to create a kind of a little bit of a, drop this down a little bit going over this ridge here. Maybe I can do it with the road. Yeah, if we can kind of cut this through a little bit. Now if I can hook that through to there, yeah, we can then break through here. Wow. And then up to there. And we'll just accept that. I mean, this is very much long-term planning. Now, I'd like to put a really big farm here, but looking at this terrain, I'm going to have to level it a bit, aren't I? And I don't really want to push my luck with doing lots of leveling. I'll do that leveling off camera. The other thing I would like to do is possibly sort out the route, because we've got the road to nowhere here at the moment. This is what I'm calling it, because I want to plan my town down here. But I think I'd like to redo, see if, can I get the railway up through here as well? Let's see what the railway goes like. No, it's not going to work, is it? How can I get round this problem? I want the railway to come up through here, then kind of curve round and connect to there, and then also go in that direction. I think these bridges are going to need to be reworked, aren't they? Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of these bridges. Just turn off we got gravel here. In fact, probably got a lot of potential, so I don't really want to. And what I'm thinking is a small village town up here that will provide the workers to the coal mine. It won't be that far, so I don't really want to bring the. I mean, well, I could bring the rail track right along this edge here, couldn't I? This looks pretty flat. So could I get say a bridge instead of going up there, and we go up here? Build a steel truss bridge. Wow. It's like a bump there. Let me just put the. If I can get rid of this little bit of a bump here. Ah, we're out of range. Annoying. Can I get the railway? I mean, it's going to take the railway a long way. I don't know. Do we? You know, say if I bring the railway round here, and we come across from say about here, but we'd have to get up this slope here, wouldn't we? And I think that might be a little bit too much of an ask. Now the coal mine is there. Right, let's see if we can put in. Let's have a look at the gravel construction here. We got potential for a couple of good gravel mines in here. We'd have to bring the road out round there, or could we get the road out through there? Let me just have a quick look. No, we're not going to get the road out there, are we? We're going to have to kind of like come out something like that. So we'd have to have a road out like that. And then we'd probably have to put the gravel processing on this corner here. So it wouldn't be advantageous to bring the railway through there. Kind of thinking that it might be easier just to come straight across here. And where's the mine? The mine's there. Okay, let's just give this a go. Say for argument's sake I start here. Oops. What is that? Say for example I come through like that. I mean, that is going to be a mega bridge, isn't it? And we do that. Imagine what that is, a bridge and a half. But I think that would work, and then that would give us the bridge capability across there. Yeah, I'm going to accept that. Feel free to tell me that that's terrible. Let's have a look here. That's going to cost 1,270 bricks and 458 tons of steel. Wow. But I think it'd be worth it in the long run, because we'll break through here, and then that will allow me to run a rail line through here, and we'd still have enough space for a farm there. Yeah, I think that will work. Well, it's still planning and it's still subject to change. I think we'll just accept that road there. And I need to get back to look at what's going on in my economy, just to see what's being built and what isn't being built. Also, need to make sure we're not developing any problems. 79 citizens have still got sport issues. We're getting a few escapes, probably because my over 21s are growing again. I think I might have to get to the point where I may have to accept the losses, because I'm kind of starting to push. Let me see. Let's see. So we're getting over 21s in here. We're probably getting over 21s in here as well. I think up here, let's just get, I think we can, you guys can give a little bit of an assist as well. I think here we'll just let the over 21s kind of sit here for the moment and fill this gap in here, and then we'll just pull the over 21s out of here. When there's not excessive, but I think if I mean, we should have the 2, 3, 4 there. The problem is I really need a good expansion town to 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that should, otherwise we're just gonna have to accept the losses. Let me just see what the food situation here. The food is holding up okay at the moment. Let me just see. So we've now effectively emptied the crops from here, so these guys can go back to unloading in the farm silos. You can go back to doing that. What we've probably got now is all the crops over here. See, we're only on April, and we're already probably used up all the crops that's available. So, just, okay, you're still being built. Let's check the alcohol production. Okay. Alright, you've got crops into there. I think what we'll do now is we'll just add you. Put that on there. And you can unload to, I think, 10% at the moment, because this will hold. And that will get you onto here. And we'll just get a few more crops into there. I mean, clothes-wise, we're doing okay. We've got some alcohol in here, so we don't need to worry too much about this being super efficient just at the moment. Have a look here. Here's the meat situation. Meat situation's holding up. It's probably the polite way of saying it. I think the big problem at the moment is still steel imports. Yeah, we're still waiting for the steel imports coming in. I think we're probably gonna be okay with the food situation with what I've got in here. We've got 176 tons in here. We're just gonna need to really start to address the. We really need to get these finished. I mean, this one's nearly finished. This one's nearly finished. We got our first kind of farm area here, and I can't assign you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with you. We go 1, 2. That needs a road connection. What's up with that then? Why have you got no road connection? Have a look. What's causing this problem then? Why have you got no road connection? got a road to there. Is that not quite connected? Just we'll have to replace you. But you wouldn't have been sown anyway, would you? No. So what actually caused your problem then? That's horrible. Cancel. As it would be related to. It's almost like it's a connection here, isn't it? So we'll just hook you up there. And you should get auto detected. So there's an issue with that farm there. Right, back to what I was doing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that would be the ones there, and then because you get 20 for each distribution office, and then we can allocate them to deliver to there. And what I'm actually going to need here is some covered holes, aren't I? And I got any spare covered holes like sat around doing nothing? Probably got too many down here, haven't I? No, we only got 5 here. Oh no, we got more returning. How many have you got in here? You've got 8. I think I can pinch 2 covered holes from here to save me a little bit of money. So we can send a couple there, and any more hanging around which are not being used. These guys, no, we're just gonna have to pay for them, aren't I? I'm just being too tight-fisted. Okay. Then we'll just buy another 3. 8 tons. What you got here? See, it's this balance between carry capacity and speed. See, that's got slightly less carry capacity, but it actually travels 10 kilometers faster. These things are terrible. I mean, got here 8 tons, 8 tons. I think what I might do is, these guys are a little bit cheaper as well. Not this one, is it? Where is it? It's the one, this one. These guys are a bit more expensive. I think we'll put in a couple of those and 1 more of those. We're just going to do a mix and match. Oh, this one's actually finished now as well. So again, what we're going to need to do is we'll start down the bottom this time. 1, 2. Build needs a road connection. So that's a bit of stupid, wasn't it? So we've actually got losses on this. I've actually got losses on this cycle due to the fact I didn't connect everything. Back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're at 10, 11, 12. So what we'll do is we'll assign everything above the line to this one and everything below the line to this one. So that should give plenty. Yeah, I think that will work. And we need some more. I think because I got so few fields, what we can do is I'm just going to buy some fairly stock ones for here, just in case I forget. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. I think we can start with 4 to begin with. And then what I really need to do is get these finished. And then what we'll do is these will bring the crops into here. This is not finished though. And a little bit of a traffic jam here. This is something that can kind of get you here. Ha! Go on, just barge your way through. Don't deal with those idiots. That's it. So this should get built. And then we can get this assigned. Ooh. I think this is part of the fun of actually playing this game, is actually taking time out to kind of just have a bit of a look-see over what's going on. Gravel is still becoming an issue. I might need to put... what we got here? Where are you? Yeah, here. Can't see the point of adding more dumpers because I think at the moment we got gaining a little bit. So can I alleviate the pressure a little bit? Where are you picking up? I think what I'll do is I'll put you back onto there. The supply crew. I think it could be the supply crew that's actually, and maybe we'll put you back onto there as well. Yeah, I think it could be the supply crew that is actually kind of pulling too much in the way of gravel out of here. I've got too much going on to here. Because we got a surplus. Yeah, I mean the surplus here is dropping as well. So we definitely need another gravel production area. And I'm aware time is now pushing on, so what I'm going to do is just give you a bit of a quick recap. Something I haven't talked about for a little while. That is... wait, guys doing all the way up here. Where is... wait, you're not meant to be doing that. Need to see. You're meant to be laying this track. So is this actually assigned? No, so it's built this track out here when I didn't want it. Because this is the crossover for the construction. And what I would want to do is get this built here. So where is my... where are you? Okay, so you're off to Unfinished Road 1137. So you've got to build that. What I want is these crossovers built. And then what that will mean is that everything going this way will be safe for future construction. And then what I need to do then is send the railway this way so that I can get the track. Wow. Wasn't aware he'd come all the way out here. Oh well, never mind. I'm not gonna complain because that is going in the right direction. Because what we'll have to do is lay the track out to here and then lay some track round here, and probably I will need to put in a crossover, say about here, in with normal track. And if I put a crossover in there like that, what that will mean is that the construction trains can come down here and start pushing out this way without causing any problems, and that will give me the ability to get the passenger train operating from here once we get the steel mill up and running. Okay, so that's that bit done. The moving the Gosport construction crew up to their new home I'll do off camera, because it's going to take a little while with just moving all the necessary vehicles here. We've got a big pile of gravel here, which is probably kind of raining a little bit. So I think what I might do is come in here. We're just going to switch you off temporarily. And then what that should do is allow the gravel to build up more down here a bit. And I think that will make a difference. I mean this place doesn't, they don't need 1,950 tons of gravel just at the moment. And that's actually built. That's good. We're slowly getting the roads in here. My strategy for building out here is going to be to kind of work from this end going this way. So we're going to get the mine up, get this going, get some processing going, and then we'll work this way. But at the same time, I'd like to get the groundworks crews onto here. And Portsmouth Groundworks, actually, yeah, that's not bad, actually. Long way for them to come. But if I can get these guys operating. We've got this up here, which is... okay, these are out of range. Bit of a fail there, but that's okay. I think we'll put the Hellas construction on here. Put you on there. And I haven't actually put the Hellas construction can build these because this is a kind of low priority in the wider scheme of things. The other thing I'll do off camera is put in the heating here, because this is something I did mean to do in the video. And what I want to do is put a small wood-fired heating plant here so that we can get a small kind of functional town up here running, so that I can provide workers to this area and start trying to accelerate the process. But of course, one thing we're going to need is the ubiquitous heating. So what I'll do is I'll put the heating in up here. I think that is probably all the things I need to talk about. Just a quick drop in on the alcohol plant. So we're getting the crops in there, and hopefully we will be... Why are you just still delivering crops here? Distribution office, a bit of a problem here. Okay, alcohol cargo, take you off there. I don't want you delivering crops to there. I want you all delivering to here, so the brewery picks up stuff here. Probably increase the workforce a little bit here, as long as it doesn't detract from there. You've still got alcohol in there. You're just dropping down a little bit now. I think what I will do now, just to kind of use the hotel distribution, gospel house supplies, I think we'll put you onto there now. Pick up alcohol. And we don't need this now, that we can get rid of you. And I think what I'll probably do is just sell off this alcohol. So let me just see if I add you to there. Load alcohol and just sell it off once we get an opportunity. Really need to do something about this traffic jam, because it's probably holding back my economy. And once I've sold off all the alcohol here, I know it's only 5 tons, but 5 tons is 5 tons, and hopefully we'll draw the alcohol from here. Then I'll just knock this building down. I don't think I need it anymore. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I'll probably do is play on a little bit, as I say, to sort out a few odds and ends going forward. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.